After 6 months of having it, is the Kindle Fire $50 tablet still worth buying? So, has the Kindle Fire $50 tablet held up for the last 6 months? This is the Amazon Kindle Fire tablet. You can get for around $50 on Amazon.com or Best Buy or Walmart. It also has a matte finish on the back, so there's going to be no fingerprints. You got a little small speaker on the back, so if you put it on your desk, it is going to muffle because the speaker is not all that great when you're listening to music on the table. And after 6 months of using this tablet, I still cannot get the hang of liking the operating system. The operating system for the Kindle Fire $50 tablet is pretty bad. It's filled with tons of ads and it's not all that appealing. There's really no customization. You get tons of Amazon ads. Buy this book, buy that book, buy this, buy that. And for a first-time tablet user, you're really not going to want to see that. And now we're going to be playing Temple Run. This tablet is good for moderate games like Temple Run and stuff like that. It's nothing that's going to blow you away. The screen quality is really not that great at 1024 by like 800. It's not a full 720p display. And I'll show you, because it's not a full 720p display at 16 by 9. I think it's 21 by 19. That when you watch like YouTube videos, everything doesn't show up in full resolution. And what I mean by that is, I will click out of here so we can go to the YouTube videos. And when you go to the YouTube videos, like I said, the overall OS is not that pretty. It's not a great OS. It's not something you're going to write home about. It's worse than the BlackBerry Z10, BlackBerry 10 operating system, I think. And there's no swipe on the keyboard, and there is no microphone. So you can't use the microphone, and you cannot use swipe unless you pay $2.99 for swipe and for using a microphone, which is a downfall. And as you see, I click full screen on the tablet, and you see at the bottom of the screen, there's still a marking that is missing from the screen, because right now you're looking at it and go, wow, it is full screen, but you can definitely tell when I zoom in it's getting very pixelated and doesn't look all that great. So you should notice now that the video is not covering the full screen, and we are in full screen mode on YouTube, which doesn't look all that great. But if you're watching this maybe in your bedroom before you go to bed when it's dark, you might not notice it all that much, but in broad daylight or sitting at your table or your desk, you will definitely notice it. And it looks kind of weird because it's not picking up the full video, and you see this huge black bar at the bottom of the video, and I'm on full screen and you still see the black little bar, and that's kind of annoyance. It doesn't do it when you're playing games, only when you're playing videos. And the keyboard on this tablet, the one that comes with it, is horrible. Like, I mess up quite a few times when I'm typing on it. I have to type very slow on this keyboard because the keyboard is that horrible. And it is kind of fast when you're using it on Google or surfing the web. I think the processor is fast enough when you have good Wi-Fi. It's going to be very, very fast. So that is one thing that this tablet still is good for. Like you said, there's no swipe or no microphone to voice text. But the problem with this tablet is I'm always losing connectivity through the Wi-Fi. It's always saying I can't connect to the Wi-Fi, I can't connect to the Wi-Fi, but every other tablet or phone or computer is in my house is connected with no problem. So that is a big downfall of this tablet. It's always being looked at as, well, it's a great $50 tablet, but it has problems where it cannot connect to Wi-Fi sometimes, and when you watch YouTube videos, it's not doing it in full 16 by 9. And as you can see, I'm swiping up and down, and it's going pretty fast, but there is noticeable lag from me swiping. And this is phonedog.com, and phonedog.com is a big website when it comes to a lot of images and a lot of video and a lot of flash. It does show up a lot. But overall, what I recommend is for a first-time tablet user, probably somewhat similar, I would say, probably a first-time kid, I would recommend it, but not a first-time heavy Android phone user or iOS user, because it's just not going to be that great. The OS is really not anything to write home about. It has a 2 megapixel camera on the front and like a 2 megapixel camera on the back that shoots 720p on the back, and on the front you're doing 480p. So the camera quality isn't nothing to write home about. It's gonna be there if you need to take a picture or you want to take a picture as a kid, because as a regular person, you're really not going to want to sit home and take pictures with a tablet. That's just not what they're meant for. That's why they're low resolution. If you want a greater tablet that has a better camera, look at an iPad or look at some of the Samsung tablets. But at the end of the day, did this tablet hold up for the last 6 months? Like I said, there is some downfalls, and the downfalls that I've noticed is the Wi-Fi kicking me off and not always connecting. And sometimes when I go to watch YouTube videos, the videos will not load. It will sit there for about a minute and a half and not be able to load. And the color accuracy and the video quality when you're watching YouTube videos doesn't look all that sharp, because this is a full 1080p video and you're looking at it and it does not look all that sharp, to me anyway. The colors look kind of washed out. And so with that being said, guys, that is the Kindle Fire $50 tablet. Like I said, it's great for certain things, for moderate gaming, YouTube videos, and that's about it. As you can see, the color accuracy does not look all that great on this tablet. And maybe for some people, they're really not going to notice it because it's going to be for a little kid. But for $50, Amazon hit it out of the ballpark. It's a great tablet. It's one of those tablets, if it breaks, you can go back and buy a new one because they're so cheap. But for me, I haven't used it all that often because I'm not a fan of the tablet OS. The OS itself is ugly, intuitive. It doesn't have a lot of apps. It's lacking all the Google services that you can get on Android. No Google Maps, no Google Search. You have to do everything through the web. So as always, that's my honest opinion, man. After 6 months, I don't know if I really could recommend it because the OS is that bad and there's no Google services.